All right, so recently there's a social media influencer by the name of Brand Skills who's been going viral lately through his content promotion of his online digital marketing agency through running ads on businesses and promoting his course. So recently he just dropped a video on 9 to 5 workers confronting an online millionaire. So I'm assuming this is just one of those 10v1 videos, those 20v1 videos. I'm intrigued to see how the arguments on both sides go because personally, I've been in a 9 to 5 space for almost 4 years of my life. If you guys didn't know, I was in corporate America for the majority of my career. And I also went to college. I went to college and I got a degree. So, and I'm also in the social media entrepreneurial space, whatever you want to call it. So I think I got a good glimpse of what it feels like to be on both sides of the argument. Okay. I think that in the modern age, in this social media marketing, social media guru, influencer, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube space, everyone's trying to be an entrepreneur, okay? And the 9 to 5 has been bashed on time and time again in this space. It's like something that everyone looks down upon. All right, so without further ado, guys, let's take a look at the video and see what everyone has to say.
Most self-made millionaires under 25 are either scammers, trust fund kids, or got lucky.
All right, Day. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, bros.
I've talked to a bunch of entrepreneurs, and they supposedly tell me how I could get rich by selling like life insurance and stuff like that.
Okay, so first of all, selling life insurance, that's got to be the greatest, multi-level marketing scheme there is out there. I mean, when I was in college, they always try to recruit these, young college students who don't have that much experience and who are kind of using like a desperation tactic because the job market is pretty hard these days. They're kind of using a desperation tactic to lure them and recruit them in. There was this one time where I got like an internship offer for Northwestern Mutual, which is probably one of the biggest life insurance companies in the U.S. And in order to get paid, it is purely commission based. And what that means is if you don't deliver results, they're not gonna pay you. And the training for the base pay, like what they offered me was $600, like in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, $600. Imagine how terrible that is. That's actually below minimum wage if you factor in the amount of hours you have to train for the job. So first of all, whenever someone's telling you to sell life insurance, just run away as far as you can.
whenever I ask them to get into detail, there is no details because it's just scam.
And I'm not also factoring in that they try to promote those schemes down to your connections. So most of the time you're gonna be trying to sell it to your friends or families, and it's just not worth losing a friendship or relationship through that matter.
All the information you're trying to provide us is already on Google and ChatGPT. Why do I need to pay you to
Okay, so his argument is valid. Why do you need to pay for a course if everything is available online through ChatGPT or whatever it is? Okay. I think that courses are, a scam or not. It really depends on how you use it. And it also depends on what you, who you buy it from. I mean, in that case, you could also say that business consultants are a scam because you can look up everything online. You can look up everything online and, formulate your own business plan. Business consultants, you can say that business consultants are a scam. You can also say that even lawyers can be a scam because you can literally just chat GPT, yourself and go to court to self-represent yourself. But why do people get lawyers? Well, because they're more experienced in the topic and they have hands-on experience. And most likely, they're probably more proficient than, AI or ChatGPT is at its current stage right now. I'm not saying in the future it won't, but most judges are typically more inclined towards person than a ChatGPT robot trying to make their arguments. Okay? And most of the time, you get a lawyer because the lawyer knows the judge. That's a secret. That's a secret you guys shouldn't tell anyone.
Number,
Exactly, you don't know because
No,
nobody who actually buys your course makes money from your course.
Do you want me to pull up results right now?
I don't want you to pull up shit because it could be fake.
Because
How is it gonna be fake?
It's just fake.
See, you're coming up here and making crazy
I'm
claims.
not making
and
any
you don't have
crazy
anything to
claims, man.
back it
I
up.
just
I
know.
respect it. It's
I
for the
just
clip, but-
know you're a piece of shit. You're scamming people. Prove me wrong.
I just told you I'll pull up results, and you said you don't want to see
How
them.
do I know the results are?
Okay, even aside from my course, I run a marketing agency that does 7 figures a year, and
I don't
that
give a shit.
business
I
is
don't-
solely based off of
I don't-
making more people money.
I don't give a shit. Okay.
See, you're just
Okay, so I kind of see how this is going. Well, let's just say dude on the right kind of has like this crazy, mentality of, oh, just assuming he's a scammer without giving him a chance to prove himself. And I kind of don't like it on that side of the argument. Well, he's basically offering you, my dude Brands is basically giving an opportunity to prove that his course is not a scam. And yet you're not even giving him that opportunity. Like, at least given the chance to show that it's not a scam. Like, I get how you're thinking that, oh, $7,000 for a course. It's kind of skeptical. Most people don't even make $7,000 in a month, yet alone spend it on a single course from a 21-year-old. That is kind of skeptical, but give him a chance to prove himself.
making crazy claims.
No,
and you're
because it's not
even letting
crazy.
them talk.
Because I bought your course.
Real life example, when I started, I didn't buy a course when I first started. I started trying to get into online business my freshman year of high school.
You probably figured it out eventually, right?
Yeah, but I tried trading, I tried drop shipping, I tried
Okay, so here's the thing with entrepreneurship. Most people do not have what it takes to become an entrepreneur. Like, most people cannot handle the stress, the time, the risk and the investments needed to run a business or run a successful business, because 90% of businesses fail. Most people don't have what it takes. And that's why it's so hard. Like, this is not easy. I'm telling you, entrepreneurship, it is extremely hard. I would say it's even getting a successful business is probably even way harder than getting a degree. Getting a degree in some cases. So most people don't have what it takes. But for the people who do, man, they're going to be standing out.
crypto, I tried NFTs, like I was just
Try it all,
losing money.
entrepreneur, yeah.
Yeah, losing money
That's how
over
it
and
goes.
over. Work
You know how
really
much
hard.
I make?
Oh, I'm sure you don't make enough.
You know what minimum wage is? They just raised it.
I don't
I
know.
know because I was making it.
Anyways, my point here is you're building a house for someone. That person is
You know what's crazy? I used to be in his shoes. I used to move boxes, move packages at Amazon. If you guys didn't know, I was working at Amazon for 8 months when I was in college. And man, this amount of stress they put you through is ridiculous. I know how the crackback bend over 9 to 5 feels like. It's not even 9 to 5. It was like a 6 to 5. I will wake up at like 5 in the morning, go to the warehouse, work from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. I do not see daylight. Okay, thank goodness this was over the weekend because I could not handle doing that every day. It was only 2 days out of the week, and I was still stressed out.
have to be to work and what time I can leave.
Okay.
That's
I
the
could
best
agree
thing
with you.
about entrepreneurship and being a business owner and having your own business is that you don't you can work whenever I mean, actually, if your business is running how you want it to be, you don't have to listen to anyone telling you when to go in and, do your job. You just kind of have to tell yourself to do it, which most people can't do because they need someone to go in and tell them, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they need someone to, supervise them. And because they don't have the discipline to supervise themselves. And that's when it comes to play, because that's why entrepreneurship, it's so hard compared to having a regular W-2 9 to 5 job.
That, but there's a lot of uncertainty to your job. If I don't show up to work, what happens if my mom can't pay the mortgage? I stay with my mom as of right now. But, I stay with my mom. What happens if my mom can't pay the mortgage? Who's gonna take care of her? How is she gonna be able to pay the mortgage? And she's gonna look over, she's gonna come to my room and I'm there on a fucking computer. Hold the fuck up, mom. I'm on the fucking course trying to learn how to make 10K a month. When I could be outside working, guaranteeing that I'm gonna make that bread to take home.
But you can do both, bro. You could be doing both. Instead of staying at work till 7 p.m., you could go to work till 5 p.m. and then allocate the other 5 hours of your day to trying to do what has more ROI potential. That's what I was doing. Like when I started all this shit, I was in school. I was going to the gym. I worked a job, trying to save up money to be able to invest in my business. And I still made time. Like, if you want to make the time, you can make the time, you know?
I don't know, man. It seems like
I agree with him on this point. If you want to make the time for something, you're gonna make the time. Like, I remember at one point, I had 6 jobs. I'm not kidding. I had 6 jobs at one point. I was in college. I was in school. I was in school full time. This was during autumn semester of my senior year in college. My first semester of senior year. I was in college full time. I was working in corporate America 9 to 5. I was working my second part-time job. I was tutoring. I was doing after-school tutoring for a middle school student who was the daughter of a professor at my school. I was doing YouTube, and I was also running my real estate business. I was doing 6 things at once. Like, if you're gonna make the time for something, you're gonna make the time for something. Like, you gotta get your priorities straight. I mean, you could go to work from this time to this time and then get off and then work on whatever you got going on. And if you're gonna make the time for that, you're gonna make the time for that. Okay? There's no excuses.
you didn't have too much to risk. Obviously, if you lost all your money or if you weren't making money, you would have been on the street. But worst comes to worst, you call your dad, you call your mom, they fly you back out to their house and you're good. You know what I'm saying? I have a baby on the way. I made a bad decision. I bought a Corvette, and now I gotta pay that. If not,
Okay, now that we're talking. You know you're not in the best financial situation and you decide to spend money on the biggest liability on them all, and that is a car. Okay, we gotta get our priorities straight here, guys. Like, I kind of see how this is going for him. I mean, it's kind of your fault that you decide to spend that money on a Corvette instead of investing it into, your future or maybe your business, whatever you got going on.
credit's pretty important. I gotta buy a house.
People, they're kind of sold this fantasy about entrepreneurship, and maybe people are marketing like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, this lifestyle of, oh, you become an entrepreneur, you become super wealthy. But the reality is maybe like 1%, maybe the top 0.1%.
Do you know why? The other 99% of people give up too quick.
Well, I'll tell you
That is true. Social media does do a good job of marketing this entrepreneurial dream as like a fantasy with inflation. There's a lot of inflation in the social media space in regards to entrepreneurship with Lambos, Raris, and all this luxury lifestyle. And the truth is that whenever you see those type of marketing tend to gear towards people who are naive and immature. You want to see what's results driven proof and not using a lifestyle to draw viewers and clients in, because that's exactly doing the opposite.
The alternative is, I think people should be taught like really build skills, like valuable skills.
That's literally all I preach.
But before you go into entrepreneurship, you could go into a job and learn skills. Like,
jobs don't teach skills the same way hands-on learning does. I've learned way more.
Okay, that I kind of disagree, because jobs can definitely teach you valuable skills. Like, depending on the type of job you have, and on top of getting like a stable income, job can teach you skills that you sometimes don't want to risk learning it by yourself in entrepreneurship. Because if you entrepreneurship, you can risk losing a lot of money and time compared to learning it from a job where, you might not have to risk, your own capital or time. And when it comes to, learning a skill set, and most of the time the employers pay for you to learn that skill.
Experience just sitting there cold call. And to get a job like that, you pay for the biggest course of them all, college. How much do you spend to go to college to get a tech degree? That's a course, am I right or wrong?
But it's a more predictable path to earning a lot of money. Entrepreneurship
not really.
It's
only predictable.
Okay,
it's only predictable because it's been proven by so many other people, and courses have too. Because if you look at the people who have simply
Okay, let me stop here. So with college, right? What he said is college a proven track record to, to work? Well, that really depends on time and age. I think that in a modern age, that back then, if you had a college degree, you basically had a golden ticket to wealth. But right now with everything being replaced by AI and, the job market, current economic and job market situation, I don't think a degree is a guaranteed path to success or wealth. I mean, even like a high paying, like a tech degree is not a guarantee. Well, that doesn't mean that entrepreneurship is a guarantee either. I would say that the playing field is kind of even now in terms of like your chances, simply because AI is replacing all of these jobs and making college, like, making the cost of college degree not worth the risk.
That's what an entrepreneur is.
Okay.
You adapt to shifts in the market.
If you would have had a degree and you would have continued college, wouldn't you have been a more reliable person to buy courses from? Long term, wait.
Okay, let me speak on that. If you have a degree, does that make you more credible in terms of someone speaking to? I have a degree, but I don't think I'm more credible than this dude who doesn't have a degree, but he obviously has a successful business, has millions of followers, and I'm looking at his cars. He has a bigger car collection than me, so I'm thinking he has more credibility than me. I'm thinking that he's definitely got more credibility than me. Does the professors have more credibility than someone like him? Well, most of the professors, like in college, they never really, at least from my point of view, I went to business school, so most of my professors never really started a business, and the courses I took in college, I never really used them again, and after college. Most of these statistics courses, I never really used them again. College does do a good job of giving you some bullshit courses to take before you get into the real stuff. And even the real stuff, sometimes you never use it again.
I'm just gonna like take a picture with him.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's going on here. No, you're gonna put a filter on me or something.
No, I swear.
No, you must have picture.
You went from calling me a
Scammer to a picture. That's crazy.
If you are born in a first world country like Europe, the UK, America, and you don't become a millionaire, it's your fault.
It's not your fault if you don't get rich. Like, sometimes shit happens. You get me? You be the unluckiest person. I believe in luck. You be the unluckiest person in the world, and shit just doesn't fall on your lap. That's why I said you got really lucky.
Okay, let me tell you. Luck does play a very crucial factor in life, right? I mean, some people are born very smart. Some people are born not very smart. Some people are beautiful. Some people are, are funny. Some people have higher energy. Some people are sociable. Some people are introverts. Some people are extroverts. Some people are creative. This and that, yada, yada, yada. People are born with certain advantages, but it is your job to, utilize that advantage to your full potential. I mean, like, life is unfair, man. You could be born into a billionaire family, or you can be born, even lower class in Section 8. It's not fair. It is not fair. Okay? So, yes, it does. But I believe in America, if you put in, like, you have the work ethic, you can make it out. At least, have a good standard of living, have a good living. You're not going to be a billionaire, or I don't even say multi-millionaire, but you'll have a pretty good life in America if you put in the work. And if you just stay out of trouble and don't do dumb shit.
You have to realize I don't want to be one of those normal people, and you have to escape that.
And what happens when everybody says the same thing you do?
That's the problem. That's the problem. Not everyone does think the same way as you do. That's why you think different from everyone else, because not everyone thinks the same way as you do. He's not getting the point.
Who's gonna work in the mechanic
But
shop?
everyone's not. That's my point, is you have to realize you're not going to be one of those people.
That's where you're
Exactly.
think that I'm not
Thank you.
What happens if you convince everybody?
I think
That's
that,
what I'm saying.
well, do you want to be the last one to be convinced?
Having a 9-to-5 job makes you less attractive compared to an entrepreneur in the dating market.
Because you said a 9 to 5, but like you could work for a hedge fund, you could be a managing director at an investment bank.
Well,
You
I think
they
it
could all
meant-
make more than
I think it meant more like
entrepreneur.
normal 9 to 5 though, not
Oh.
like no.
But you didn't say it because you just said a
Well,
9
I
to 5.
wasn't the one that said the prompt, I guess.
Okay, because you said a 9 to 5. There's like, what if you're like a hedge fund director, that's still a job. You're a private equity director, that's still a job.
That's not
you
a
still make more.
girl. That's not a normal job. A hedge fund manager is like the top 0.01% of people. We're not talking about the regular average Joe working at Starbucks or McDonald's.
99% of entrepreneurs.
Or just a regular ass office corporate job.
They make like millions.
I mean, that's a possibility in life. And it's a possibility that a 9-to-5 job, I think it's more common, honestly.
I mean, like, it could happen either way. You can get laid off for a 9-to-5 job. You can get fired. You can get, replaced by AI, this and that. It's a risk too. You can lose your 9-to-5 job and not have a backup. And the entrepreneur can also lose their business and not have a backup. It's a risk either way. But at the end of the day, if your girl's leaves you because of that, I'm not gonna lie, she's not for you, man.
You think you could fix the window?
I mean, yeah, could I fix the window? Yes. Would I rather just call up somebody to come fix the window themselves? Probably.
How long is that gonna take? What if that happens in like the middle of the night?
What are you gonna do in that situation? Go and buy a window and replace it yourself?
Well, that's why I figure shit out. I fucking put a cardboard over it next.
Okay. This point, I do agree with my boy Sir Cadillac right here. I do think that you got to figure out how to fix shit on your own as a man, because you don't want to be constantly calling up mechanics. And for us, for regular folks, we don't have the budget this guy has to, send our car in the shop every now and then, get charged $800, $200 for a diagnosis fee. My Mercedes costs $200 just for a diagnosis, not even the repairs, The repairs on that cost thousands. I mean, thousands. So you got to figure out how to, get dirty with your own hands to fix shit.
I'm just saying it's easier on my nervous system to study a subject, be really good at that subject, and then to get a job in that field.
You just really like being comfortable.
Right? Maybe.
You just don't like the idea of not being comfortable.
Well, right now, I don't want to risk a lot. If I can.
But why?
If I can. So say there's an example where someone.
You have life ahead of you.
Well,
why not be willing to take a risk?
Where someone. So, okay.
Everything in life is a risk. Walking out of this door is a risk. Walking from that chair to here is a risk. What if that snake bites you?
Okay, I'm just saying that.
That's a risk.
Everything in life is a risk. I agree with them. I could walk out the door and a car could hit me and I could die. Okay?
Entrepreneurs are more valuable to society than people who have normal jobs.
This guy knows.
Just
This is gonna be interesting.
The argument I brought up earlier, somebody's got to fix your car, dude.
Yeah, but somebody.
I don't know about that, man. Nobody's more valuable than nobody. Everyone has their own role to play in society, okay? If my house was to go to, if my Mercedes breaks, I need to have someone to fix, the aux system. Granted, I know how to fix the things I need to. If my house was to set on fire, I need someone to come fix it. I need someone to help me, bag my groceries at the grocery store. I need someone to, give me surgery if I ever get, God forbid something ever happens to me, I need to get surgery. All right, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. At the end of the day, whether you're a 9-to-5 worker or an entrepreneur, we both need each other in society to function. And a lot of the things I agree with Brent's scales, and a couple of points I also agree with the 9-to-5 workers. College is it's kind of iffy right now because of the job market AI situation, but it just shows that a lot of people just don't have what it takes, to be an entrepreneur, and that's perfectly okay. If you're more suited for a 9-to-5 job, I mean, that's more for you. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm also starting my own AI startup company. Link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. It will be an asset valuation and management AI power tool. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, stay safe out there.